This dreamy-looking painting by Andrew Wyeth has never left anyone indifferent, and you probably won't be an exception after hearing the story behind it. This is Christina's World, the artwork that goes from evoking strong feelings of nostalgia and disdain to making us feel grief, sorrow, and sadness. But what is it about this painting that's so painful? Let's dive in. So we see a young woman lying on the ground, her body twisted in pain, and her gaze fixed on the horizon. This has become an iconic symbol of hope, perseverance, and resilience. But there's more to this painting than meets the eye. Behind the haunting beauty of the scene lies a story of love, loss, and the enduring power of the human spirit. It all began with the artist, Andrew Wyeth, who was inspired by an encounter with a young woman who captured his heart. As he watched her move through the world with a grace and determination that belied her physical limitations, he knew that he had to capture her spirit on canvas. And so, he began to paint, capturing every nuance of her posture, every shadow that crossed her face. He worked tirelessly, day after day, until the painting was complete. And when he stepped back and looked at what he had created, he knew that he had captured something truly special. The young woman in the painting was not just a symbol of hope and perseverance, but a living, breathing person who had faced adversity with courage and grace. And in capturing her on canvas, the artist has created a testament to the power of the human spirit and to the enduring legacy of those who refuse to be defeated by life's challenges. Christina Olson was the subject of the famous painting Christina's World by Andrew Wyeth. The painting depicts Christina crawling across a field toward her house, which is located on a hill in the distance. Christina suffered from a degenerative muscle disorder that left her unable to walk, so she had to crawl everywhere she went. Despite her physical limitations, Christina was a determined and independent woman who refused to let her disability define her. In fact, Christina was also known to be quite a character in her small town of Cushing, Maine. When Andrew Wyeth asked Christina if he could paint her, she initially refused, claiming that she didn't want to be the subject of some fancy city artist's painting. But Wyeth persisted, and eventually, Christina relented. Little did she know that her image would become one of the most iconic and enduring in American art. Now, Wyeth was a good friend of the Olson family, and he used to frequently visit their farmhouse to sketch and paint. This is exactly where Christina's World was born. What at first glance looks like a lady seated in the grass with the wind running through her hair while she enjoys the horizon was actually something a bit more unusual. This was actually a captured moment that Wyeth saw during one of his visits that he felt needed to be captured in paint, as Christina was one of his muses that he presented in his other works as well. Apart from what it looks like, Christina wasn't just enjoying the smell of fresh-cut grass. She was actually dragging her frail body across the field toward her house. At first glance, the artwork appears to be a peaceful scene. The soft colors and gentle curves of the landscape evoke a sense of tranquility and calm. But as you look closer, you begin to notice the subtle details that give the painting its haunting quality. The grass that we see in the foreground is brittle and very dry, representing a sense of decay and abandonment, as well as the dark house with its broken shutters in the distance that just has a foreboding sense. It looks as if something bad is going to happen and there's no way of stopping it. And then we have Christina herself, lying on the ground and staring into the distance. Her body is twisted and contorted, and her face is expressionless. All of these dark details give a stark contrast to the vibrant and joyful person she was known to be in real life. All of these things add up to create a painting that is both beautiful and tragic. Wyeth reportedly spent over 2 years working on Christina's World, experimenting with different techniques and color schemes until he was satisfied with the final result. He even gave this painting a great kick using egg yolk tempera. Although I know that sounds disgusting, it highlighted and enhanced the colors beautifully, and this painting definitely wouldn't have been the same without it. Christina's World has captured the minds and hearts of many art enthusiasts through the decades. It was painted in 1948, and even after 70 years, art critics and many art lovers are at a deadlock, trying to place Wyeth among the post-war assemblage of abstract painters, pop artists, or even minimalists. Andrew Wyeth was an American watercolorist and worker in tempera, noted primarily for his realistic depictions of the buildings, fields, hills, and people of his private world. Wyeth's technical resources are remarkable. His work displays a strong, linear quality, and within his limited palette, which consists mostly of earth tones, he achieves a subtly extensive range of color. His paintings are precise and detailed, yet he gives them a sense of subjective emotion. This painting sparked everyone's attention because it was so different. It didn't look like other paintings that were popular in the 20th century, so it stood out dramatically. It perfectly captures the essence of human longing, but it also reminds us of the fragility of life and the inevitability of loss. This painting is for all those that are still looking for beauty in the midst of endless pain and suffering. It's laced with emotions regarding motivation, strength, and also the inevitability of loss. This painting has a lot of interpretations for it, from seeing it as a representation of isolation and loneliness, to others seeing it as a celebration of perseverance and inner strength. With it being widely regarded as one of the most iconic paintings in American art history, it continues to capture the imaginations of viewers around the world with its haunting beauty and emotional resonance. This iconic artwork is also often referred to as an example of American regionalism, a movement in art that focused on capturing the unique character and flavor of different regions of the United States. It has also been described as owning timeless quality with its simple composition and muted color palette, evoking a sense of longing. This painting actually got so popular that it was once stolen from the Museum of Modern Art in New York City by a man named Robert L. Lepper, who claimed that he wanted to return the painting to Maine, where it belonged. Luckily, the painting was recovered and returned to the museum, although Robert's motives weren't that wrong. After Wyeth was asked why he chose this scene to paint, he responded that he wanted to do justice to her extraordinary conquest of a life, which most people would consider hopeless. He also added that if in some small way I've been able to paint to make the viewers sense that her world may be limited physically, but by no means spiritually, then I have achieved what I set out to do. Christina Olson was reportedly also very fond of the painting and would often tell visitors to her farmhouse that it was her very own favorite painting. In the 30 years from their first meeting to Christina's death, Wyeth created over 300 works at the Olson house, thanks to the Olsons allowing him to use their home as his studio. Today, the farmhouse has been turned into a national historic landmark. You're able to visit the farmhouse as well as the beautiful landscape around it and enjoy the view. This painting has also been the subject of many parodies and satirical versions, including a well-known one that replaces Christina with Darth Vader from Star Wars. It's also been referenced in a variety of pop culture contexts, from a song by rock band The Mountain Goats to an episode of the TV show The Simpsons. So apart from its artistic importance, it also has a wide cultural significance in media and also in other art forms. In conclusion, this painting is definitely a handful, with its influence and print that it left on all people who encountered it. It's definitely walking down the Hall of Fame of art. So what are your thoughts on this painting? Would you have guessed the story behind it just by looking at the painting? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more videos like this.